That's a beautiful day. I want to say it's a beautiful day. I'm not at that one. I'm out on the river floating.
Shut up, bag.
You all got get your ass out there and start enjoying the grass in the day, okay?
Oh, sorry.
I wanna add something to you.
Hold on. I wanted to, because I was gonna ask him something.
Oh,
so,
I'm sorry, man. I thought you were a troll. I apologize.
When it comes to, first of all, people, when it comes to like the GDP or quote unquote growing the economy, I don't care about making corporations or the wealthy wealthier. I don't really care about that. What I don't see is immigrants, the standard of living in terms of I don't know, being able to buy a fucking house. Any of this shit has gotten better for the everyday American. So I do not care about growing the fucking economy if that's not going to be felt by the middle class. Like, that's bullshit.
Well, actually, getting rid of the immigrants will increase cost of food production and housing for the middle class. So it would actually make inflation worse and make the quality of life much worse if you get rid of all.
What are you talking about?
Decrease.
Because labor costs would come down, and the labor costs would be passed on to a decrease in the food prices.
You think Americans are going to accept the same wages as these migrants?
Oh, are you talking about? No, you reversed it. Okay, so you made it. We were thought you were talking about immigrants as the workers. Okay, got it.
Well,
Now I'd like to ask this. I'd like to ask this question either Pat Bay or my mother. Now the thing about immigration, what I'm concerned about is how the United States has certain numbers that allow per this country or per that country. How they select the country that they want and the numbers from each country. I don't get it. Like, how do they make that checklist or that criteria list?
Do they even do that still?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not an open application as you think.
No, I know that. Becoming a legal citizen is actually pretty hard.
Right. Like, they'll accept a certain amount from this country, a certain amount from that country. They have certain numbers they'll accept.
I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that.
I mean, isn't there like, what the fuck passed it? Wasn't it like 1900 something that there was a quota system law, and then they tried to reform it? I can't think of the fucking president at this
Nation
point,
of
but
Origins quota?
it was like, I think it was Johnson. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
maybe Johnson changed it.
Essentially, how it works is that it prioritizes family reunifications, right? I think that's the first one that is most likely to get you a legal path to citizenship. Then it has something to do with, I think, your employment. Those are the other options, and then the last one, I think that's it. Refugees, but I don't know if that is included in that law or not. I have no idea. I have to.
Well, the 1965 Immigration Act got rid of the Nation of Origins quota, so remember how I was saying how a bunch of Eastern Europeans came here, then a bunch of as well as Southern Europeans, and they weren't like, people didn't really care for them as much as they cared. In other words, they were kind of discriminatory against them, at least the population. So in 1924, that's when they instituted the Nations of Origins quota, where it prioritized Northwestern Europeans and allowed some Southern and Eastern Europeans to come here, and also that, like, with the communism and all of that shit, like, the United States was very wary of letting in people from Eastern Europe, but they ended up, in 1965 they took that away, so now people could come here from all over the world. That's why we were like 90% white country then, and we used to have the Bracero programs, for example, where Mexicans could be guest workers, and they'd have to have a savings account to set up where they'd have to have a certain percentage of their money in that account, and it could only be accessed in Mexico.
That's because, well, honestly, like, I think that's especially because the whole Mexico border situation with crossing back and forth to live in Mexico, and that's a special situation that doesn't really apply to most people, right? Most Mexicans, if they had a choice, would prefer to stay in their own country than come to.
The 1965 Immigration Act, that's when we started getting Mexicans staying here, like, permanently, and having kids here.
Because they couldn't go home. Right? Isn't that what that law did? It said basically you can't do that anymore.
No, the Bracero program made you pretty much had to go home. Whereas once the Bracero program ended right before the 1965 Immigration Act.
Oh.
So both things kind of happened nearly at the same time. So that's when we got like a huge influx of Mexican immigrants.
Well, you're naturally going to have a huge influx of bordering country immigrants.
Well, especially if they're a lot poorer than your
Right.
country.
Yeah, that too.
Why does Nicholas still have me blocked?
I'm done answering this stupid question.
Yeah, you see lots of Americans trying to cross over into Canada. It's a real problem. Actually,
Have you seen
I
that
think
video
you do.
on the border? Like, it's laissez-faire.
Oh no, you go to Canada, you think you're going to get free shit? They're hardcore there. You're not getting anything.
Yeah, again, I mean, there's still obviously drug smuggling, the Canadian border, found out that's coming, definitely. When people are like, oh, why is he talking about the Canadian border? No one crosses it.
The Mexicans have actually like set up shop, I guess. Really,
No,
they
I
have
know
a
this
pretty
border control.
sophisticated like drug network up there now.
Yes. Yeah, I was working in Arizona at the VA, and I used to talk to the Border Patrol guys. They told me exactly what you're saying, that they used to go through Mexico, but they were the Border Patrol is so focused on Mexico, so they decided to go up through Canada and bring it in that way.
Yep. You should see some of the busts they've had up there. Dave found like facilities that were like pretty sophisticated when it comes to like making certain drugs, and then like they found like literal arsenals in houses up there, which is kind of interesting because they're so like, anybody knows, Canada's like has really strict gun control, but they don't obviously seem to care. They think business is easier up there.
Yeah, you're from Arizona too, so you would like El Chapo would literally build a tunnel right by the Mexican-U.S. border, and then up the tunnel into a normal-looking suburban house in Arizona. And you would never imagine that's where the drugs are just being taken out of.
Yeah,
Crazy stuff.
they don't uncover those quite a bit. It's kind of interesting, like the level of like, ingenuity that they have that goes into making that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And he learned that tunnel building. El Chapo learned that tunnel building from the folks that were in like Gaza. They were building those tunnels across from like cross border from Egypt to Gaza to smuggle food and stuff. So that's where El Chapo got the idea.
Have you seen the drug submarines they use too?
Oh yeah.
It's pretty
Escobar used to do that.
Escobar, yeah.
They apparently have, the Mexicans have them now. They're, at least they know they have been working on remote control underground submarines.
Yeah.
I mean, they're expensive, but obviously it's they'd be very hard to catch.
Are you in a Walmart? What's going on?
I'm in a grocery store checking out. Almost done.
The working class can't afford grocery delivery, so you gotta go in the store with your Pepe.
Can't afford what?
Pepe goes to Kroger's. He doesn't go to Bristol Farms like me and Alex.
Yeah, sorry, you can't Instacart. Like, that's too expensive.
You get your tamales, Pepe.
I'm not like well off or anything. I go to the fucking grocery store.
He's at the Ranchero Market.
Wow. It's giving poverty.
Wait, are you telling me that you're not sponsored by anyone?
No, unfortunately, I don't think the stuff I say online is advertiser friendly. It's like nobody would sponsor me.
Yeah, I doubt that as well. But hey, put your cash app in the chat.
Pepe, I
People want to support Pepe.
Oh, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. What'd you say?
Oh no, I'm just saying if people want to support Pepe, you can donate to his cash app.
So one time, Pepe, I was chilling in your audience, just going about my day, and I was like sitting in the office at one of my clients, and my earphones died, and all you could hear was, this fucking monkey, blah 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 blah, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe half the office is. I was like never again will I open this room in a professional environment.
You went back to the office?
Well, I have to go to my client's office sometimes.
Good for you.
I mean, I talk on here like I never would need another job again. And, with AI coming out, I'll probably, if somebody releases something, I'll say like, I used to make these serious runes online and these guys would always come in and troll me and they ended up making AI recordings of my voice. It's so unfortunate. I just play it off.
Oh wow, for the amount of hours you've been on here, they could pick up every